K-Pop Demon Hunters has become the most watched movie on Netflix with more than 236 million views, overtaking the action comedy Red Notice, a famously good film, Tavi.
Yes. It's interesting because I've talked to a fair few Korean Australian friends. They really like it. I think they're very thankful that there's this kind of movie that is showing their culture, but in a kind of a fun way.
Yeah, it's not like one of those movies that really crams it down your throat, like in terms of the representation or whatever. And it's genuinely good. Like the songs are good as well. Like it makes a lot more sense to me, this being number one, than Red Notice. Red Notice to me, like, I don't know how that happened. I don't know how it's
I know why. It's the stars. It's the stars, right?
But nobody I know
has
seen Red Notice. Nobody that I've talked to in like my day-to-day life talks about Red Notice. Whereas K-Pop Demon Hunters, everybody has fucking seen it. Like my co-workers, their kids are singing all the songs, Tavi. Like it's everywhere. And like you go to the shops and the songs are playing.
I feel like ironically a producer of that show has actually sold their soul to some evil entity to What kind of fascinates me about K-Pop Demon Hunters' success is that because it is kids watching it and like it's kind of permeated that space, it's kind of like transcended K-pop, I guess, in a sense that you can watch K-Pop Demon Hunters without knowing it's kind of like based on Korean culture or anything Korean. I think it's kind of like Pokemon in that way. Like when we were watching Pokemon as kids, like maybe it didn't trigger that it was like a Japanese anime.
These donuts are great.
It pissed off some like Korean K-pop fans because I was doing better than the actual idol groups. So it's funny how K-Pop Demon Hunters, this film that's about the entire medium that they love, is actually sort of like somewhat the object of scorn. For it's like, hey, you can't be better than BTS.
But I think it's a good thing though. I think it's good that kids can kind of be exposed to this culture without necessarily it being labeled as Korean culture or something like that. My favorite kinds of media that involves Asian people is like things that could be universal, like a universal story that can apply to anyone. Like it doesn't have to be just for Asians to enjoy, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to tell like a very specific Asian story, but it is still kind of ingrained in the storytelling. But yeah, something like K-Pop Demon Hunters, I think it's really cool to see its popularity because it is resonating with people despite it having cultural aspects of Korean identity. It's not really what it's all about. It's about like ass-kicking females, you know, beating up demons and singing songs.
People will have K-Pop Demon Hunters in the representation standpoint as kind of a positive role model for Asians to look up to, but also anyone else to look up to as well.
It kind of conveys the message that, you know, Asians can play any character. You know, it doesn't have to be like a character that their whole identity is being Asian, you know what I mean? Like bringing it back to the movie Kangaroo, a movie that we both want to see, Tavi. Like,
are we going to watch this movie?
I mean, if you compare that to something like Talk to Me or Bring Her Back, like Talk to Me and Bring Her Back could be set anywhere, right? It's not specifically an Australian story, but there are Australian elements in it that, you know, Australians can enjoy. So I think if you compare that to something like Kangaroo, where it's like cramming the Australianisms down your throat, you know, personally, I know what I would prefer to watch. But I think the same can kind of be applied to like Asian-centric media or media that involves majority Asian cast. It's interesting because they have bits like where they go on variety shows and stuff, right? But I'm 100% sure that my co-workers' children don't know what a Korean variety show is. So like, I'm just wondering, like, when they watch that kind of scene, like, what does it mean to them? You know, like, is it just a silly thing that's happening on?
There's Australian variety shows as well, though. It's not like...
Yeah, I guess so, but it's kind
of the same thing. The thing is, kids fucking love K-pop. K-pop is pretty ubiquitous. I feel like it being about K-pop really pushed the interest because K-pop is huge to a point where it might be getting a bit too globalized in my opinion, to be honest.
Well, again, I don't know if that's a bad thing. Like I feel like we're a few years away from K-pop just not really Yeah, maybe it is a bad thing. I was going to say not really being Korean specific anymore, but
yeah, that's
I'm sure
thing,
Korean people
like,
kind of would take umbrage of that. Yeah, I mean, we got katseye and stuff.
There's a new JYP one that I saw, I think.
Yeah, they're not new,
it's pretty much...
but they've been rebranded as Girl Set. Yeah, it does kind of mark a more globalization in the K-pop industry, which I don't know. I feel like work culture wise, it might be good for the industry, but I don't know about it losing its identity. It's it's tough to say, really. I'm not Korean, so I can't really speak to it.
I mean, I feel like it's losing a little bit of its identity. The lines are being blurred. It doesn't feel as Korean centric.
Is it similar though, Tavi, to the Netflix genre of anime inspired cartoons, like Devil May Cry, Castlevania?
Yeah, it could be, because they're not Japanese productions.
But they're not bad either. I wouldn't say that's a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'd have to talk to a Korean person about it.
I haven't really enjoyed the trajectory of where K-pop is headed. And that's even with like the new Twice song and the new Chaeyoung song, actually, which we will probably cover because that's actually quite a cool song. The songs are just too short, man. 2 minutes, 45 seconds, I think is fine. But if you have like a 2-minute song, I would pour a glass of water and the song is half over already. You know? It can work sometimes. I think like with Super Shy, for example, with New Jeans, that's probably one of my favorite K-pop songs. And that's a 2-minute song. But the way that song is designed is like you can repeat it over and over again and it works. But I don't know, like I miss like having a bridge. I miss having a bit of a breakdown where you can sort of like immerse yourself within the music realm. And this might be just me coming from my
I mean, you're a metalhead. A metalhead where fucking 10-minute songs are the norm.
That's progressive. That's progressive metal.
Yeah, all right, Tommy.
There's no time to like get into a groove. It's sort of like encouraging this
TikTok brain.
A generation. Yeah, TikTok brain, right?
Yeah.
Just generations to sort of not enjoy a moment or something. It's about trying to get all concert and be obnoxious and hold your phone out for the whole thing.
Why don't we put our phones down and enjoy this?
It's sort of degrading the ability for people to enjoy the actual music of it, you know? Like, this is going to sound super snobby, but fuck it anyway. Like, I'm not even sure if K-pop fans actually enjoy the music that is being played, you know? It's more just the brand, and it's obviously the idol. So it comes to a point where anything they spit out, they'll like. There is a limit to that because like Blinks tend to hate on Blackpink as much as any other band.
What does Jennie have against phones?
It's like, you know.
Yeah, it would probably depend on the fan, really, like how much they appreciate the actual music and musicianship behind each thing. But I think you're right, it is probably mostly branding. And to a lot of people, it's just comfort listening as well. I'm pretty sure to you as well. It's on a certain level, it is comfort listening.
I would have stayed in that comfort longer on a song. Like if I listen to like What Is Love, and it's just like a 3-minute song.
But then it just goes on to the next song and it's fine, isn't it? I think it comes down to intent.
Well, the intent is to get more views, right? Because like if a song is shorter and people are playing it on repeat, it's a faster way to rack up the plays, right?
But what I mean is like the way the song is designed is important. I think if it's designed with the intent that it's going to be a short song, it's fine. But when it feels like there are just bits missing, that's kind of like not as good. If your song isn't 3 minutes, you don't need to force it. I think just let the music go where it's supposed to go, and it's fine if it's under 3 minutes as well.
Nah, I'm gonna say just make it a bit longer. 3 minutes.
I don't want Nayeon to force a rap into pop just to make it 3 minutes. You know, it's fine the way it is.
She has a dance breakdown which is not in the original, and I like the dance. I like listening to the dance breakdown. Even the music is not 100% the best thing I've ever heard. It's just like I enjoy being in the space. It feels like I'm on like a guided tour and I'm just being hurried. It's like, oh, look at Nayeon. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So no, I want to stay here. I want to stay in 10. I want to stay a bit longer.
The version of Strategy without Megan Thee Stallion is under 3 minutes. So which one are you listening to?
That's true. That's an exception. It is better without Megan Thee Stallion.